New Orleans Saints at the Buffalo Bills. Bills favored by 15.5 here at home.
Yeah.
Bills, I think, have had the most of these huge spreads of any team the last few years. Like when the Texans were in that number one pick range and they were favored by 15 or 16 and they beat them 40-0. This has happened a few times these last few years. So Buffalo by 15.5 against New Orleans.
Yeah, and arguably the Bills have looked like the best team through the first few weeks. They've been pretty dominant on either side of the ball. They get turnovers. Their offense can run the ball. It can pass the ball. They've looked really good, and they've done it against some good teams.
How can New Orleans keep it close? Usually when there's a big underdog, I think, how can the upset be pulled here?
Yeah. I mean, well,
you can't even pull it. You can't have surprise onside kicks anymore. You can't pull that out.
That's true. One thing, I mean, look, we've said before, this Buffalo defense, it does give up yardage and it bends rather than breaks, and they offset that by getting turnovers, and they have consistently gotten turnovers at an improbable rate. Doesn't mean it happens every game. So if you have a game,
just 25 in a row.
Yeah, I know, but if you have a game where you can avoid the turnover, it is still inherently a fairly not lucky, but it's inherently a sort of volatile, there's some opportunity involved in it. If you manage to avoid a turnover, you can move the ball against this defense.
Just win the turnover battle, Saints. I think if you're the Saints as underdogs, you play aggressively, right? You're a little bit more aggressive on fourth downs. You're a little bit more aggressive, I think, in your passing attack, throwing the ball down the field, and you just try to increase variance in this game.
Get lucky. That's how you win.
Improve luck.
Just get lucky.
Improve luck. Buffalo, why are they so good right now? They're running the ball effectively with James Cook, Josh Allen taking great care of the ball. I mean, that's one of those things. The reason why the Mike Greenberg statement came out the other day, he said Josh Allen's playing better than anybody and best stretch of play in NFL history.
Nobody's ever played the game better than Josh Allen right now.
We mentioned, well, it's because he's throwing the ball well and he's running and what have you. I think there's a little bit more to it because part of it is Allen now showing there's different styles to win that he can adjust to. The same way Mahomes made an adjustment from being a gunslinger down the field, throwing a big play type to taking what was there and throwing underneath. Allen now is doing that, throwing underneath. Bills fans like, when are we going to throw down the field? It's like you're still putting up over 30 points a game, right? But it's there. It's not like Allen can't throw the ball down the field. When it's there, he'll take it. When it's there, he'll use it. When it's there, against Kansas City and Baltimore again or in the playoffs, like you'll take those chances when you need to. If you don't need to, you don't need to. Allen also going from wild decision maker to also being able to just, I'll take this, I'll take that, I'll throw underneath, I'll take whatever's there. That is a huge development.
Yeah.
And so now you really have a well-rounded Josh Allen who, if you need to make a big comeback in week 1 and he's got to take some chances, he could do that. If you have to protect a lead, he could do that. If you need him to run, he could do that, and that's where he is right now. Hey, guys, real quick, only 40% of our viewers are actually subscribed, so let's change that. Hit that subscribe button, and now let's get back to the action.
This is the thing, right? And this is, I think, what separates Lamar Jackson from Josh Allen right now is it is extremely difficult to generate any form of negative play for the Buffalo Bills offense right now. Lamar Jackson's not turning the ball over, but it's actually not that hard to force negative plays because of the way he behaves under pressure or the way that the Lions are able to sack him or generally, that whole dynamic in that game, right? They were able to blitz him, they were able to send a spy, and suddenly the offense kind of imploded and he was taking negative plays even if they weren't turnovers or those types of things. Allen, when it comes to his sack rate is absurdly low. So he's not pressured to begin with because the offensive line is pretty good. When you do get pressure on him, his sack rate is incredibly low. His play under pressure is one of his defining characteristics in the last few years. What is a fairly volatile statistic or kind of thing, play under pressure, Allen has been consistently one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL in those situations for years now. So, and then once you get to short yardage, he's a cheat code, right?
Right.
So those things together, extremely hard to make them take a negative play, which means it's really hard to get the offense behind the chains. And if they're even remotely within sight of the chains, Josh Allen is a cheat code in short yardage. So it's just so hard to get them off the field is the problem.
And, we've always looked at turnover-worthy plays more than interceptions, and that number has, the interceptions last year got chopped in a third from the 2023 season. But turnover-worthy plays and generally just putting the ball in harm's way, Allen continues to improve. So as long as the Bills don't beat themselves this weekend, I believe they beat the Saints. Let's make a pick. Do the Bills cover the 15.5?
I think I've said yes. Is that true?
Yeah, I also said yes. Harry also taking the Bills.
Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video.
Check the Mic is live every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a thing.
And the all-knowing algorithm is convinced you'll also like these videos, and who are we to argue?